Hey, welcome back to the channel. So we're going to start our journey with another Ecto build, issue number 20, stage 71. So let's take a look at what we're going to be doing, shall we? So here's stage 71. Now this is going to be fitting the right hinges as well as fitting the parts of the lock to the hood rim. So these are the parts that come with it. Very small parts. Look out. And we're going to be putting the right hood hinge and lock the hood rim parts in. Then we're going to move on down and continue that. A lot of steps just to put that together. Look at that. This I'm sure you better get right with those arrows. Remember that. Uh-oh, looks like the same part we lost in stage 67. I'm going to watch that too. All right. And I'm at my Ecto build. I thank them for having this up here because, we don't have the magazines anymore. So, you kind of need some type of directions. So, big shout out to them. And that's what we're going to be doing in issue 20. So, let's get busy with it. There we go. With this piece facing down, it's going to be marked R for right. You got two holes here, 1, 2. We're going to just be securing the piece facing downward. Right here, we're going to be putting a BM screw right up in here. Okay. We're not going to super tighten it because I can just see us. And these are all metal pieces, so it means I got to get my awl out. Make sure it's oil. Yeah, it's more. I gotta go get some more oil at the hobby store. Not oil. Got a little ports holder. You know why I got the ports holder. You can sit there chasing these ports on the ground, that's why. Of course, it would be a good idea, folks, if I just go ahead and move the ports away from my hand or I knock them on the ground. In which case, fish. Grief. You can make them any smaller. One thing I want to point out here, I think I'm getting ready to do it the wrong way. There's no surprise if I did that. Okay. BMR, huh? Okay. Yep. Just like that. Just like that. We're going to screw it in. I'm going to use my, not that one. Use my PH00 screw. Nope, that ain't going to work. PH0. I think my screw just get worn down. Remember, don't over tighten it just yet. See, so that's how it should look when it's completely in there like that. Okay, just like that. Screw went there. Okay, continuing down the line of instructions. Now I gotta get this little piece marked right. That's the right arm there. Kind of bends. Put the bend end down like that so it kind of bends in. Kind of bends right there. So we're gonna put the bend in. There's your R. So the right side. And we're going to secure this also the BM screw. Vector, you're going to roll off the table. If he does that, then he goes on the ground. He goes for a journey. The robot has its own mind. Oh, fuck. I'm trying to secure this little piece right here. Should get my helping hands out. That probably would have been a better idea. I had to this third vector if I did that. And again, I'm not going to put this super tight just yet. I'm sure we're going to have to adjust it some kind of way. And we get our other piece. Looks similar to that piece. This piece, I'm going to kind of boom up. There we go. And now this one has a little lip. That lip's got to be facing upwards. Real important. You go to put it on this piece right here. A little lip right here. I'm going to make sure that that's facing upwards. And you're going to secure it with this first screw right there. This hole, the BM screw. Make sure that lip's facing upwards. And this right section is facing towards the port. Okay, again, I don't want to super tighten it. And then I'm going to have to go in there. Okay. There we go. Knock that off. That's a good idea. Now, after all of that is assembled, next step. This little contraption out. Orientate it correctly. This is what it's facing on the side with this little lip as a guide in this hole. And take our first port that we put on, and it says to fit the one hood hinge right out this one to the hole as shown. Okay, just like that. Take this hole right here. So we're going to put that one like right over there. And we're going to be securing that with a hold it before you move forward with that. And a little piece like this. I'm not going to secure it just yet. A little piece like this. A little flat piece. Now that's going to go kind of across. That's going to be just gently right there on top. And we're going to get a QM screw. Oh, good. They're long. I was about to say, if it's those short screws that came in the pack, somebody made a wrong decision. All right. Yeah. Vector. All right. Go right through this hole. On and up. Kind of have to pick it up a little. Okay. And again, I'm not tightening anything until I get this all lined up like it's supposed to. We're going to have to tighten this a little bit down because the screw didn't go all the way down yet. It's going to be tightened a little bit now. Or it'll be cocked when I go put it in. Alright. That's that piece just looking just like this right now. That's how it's looking. All of these are all metal pieces, so really the engineering on this is great. The company has something. Okay, so we secured that. Now, here comes the fun part. There are two arrows that has got to line up. I'm telling you, I know my eyes aren't good. So I'm going to have to put on my magnifying glasses. Clean off the magnifying glasses from the R2D2 build. And I'm going to put them on. Because there's no way in heck I'm going to see those arrows without this. There they are. Alrighty. 2 arrows. One here and one there. They got to line up. Alright, I got them lined up. And I take my little friend over here. Making sure not to knock the arrows out. Line it up at the hole. And secure that with a QM screw. Yeah. Making sure not to knock it out. Yeah, make sure it lines up. Sorry if I'm out of the camera view. Gotta make sure that the screw lines up because don't want it going in frost. May never get another part. Then I have to go outside on the lathe. I feel like microing this stuff. Okay. Remember, there it is. All now. I remember we got to go back and tighten up some of these screws once when we're set. That's how it's looking right now. I'm going to get another map. I do have one. It's a long story. All my stories are long. But, okay. Let's see what this crazy instruction says now. I want us to pull this down like that. That's when it's tighten. Make sure it's freely on. I got a pinhole here. I mean a bracket here and a bracket here with 2 cuts out. Now here we go with the springs. Oh, y'all all know how lucky I was with the springs when we flew with the brakes. Well, I sure hope this one doesn't go flying across the room. I don't feel like I'm going to find this little small thing. Now, this one I really want to point out, all seriousness. Now, with the gears right here, there is a long end of the screw, the spring, and a short end. You want to make sure the long end goes right here on this hook. So, get my glasses out. No, I'm going to need my glasses. Why would I even attempt something without the glasses? There's no one need them. Okay, now I'm going to bring it all the way in to the less amount of tension. Okay, like that. Let's see what advice he has of getting that thing on that. None. Alrighty. Oh boy. Okay, y'all betting. I hope I don't wind up getting this thing flying all over this room. I do not well. Oh boy. You know what? We're going to go with this one first. This one seems to have the harder one to get it in there. Whereas this one doesn't. I recommend going to get this one first. Because I just don't want this thing flying all over this room. I really don't want to pick it up. My carpet's black in my studio, so just know how that would come out. Okay. And by the way, one thing I want to tell you, make sure the flat side is down. What I mean is the one closest to the end of the spring goes downward on this part. That's one of my problems. Not the only problem, but one of them. Okay, and I think we'll be better off by pulling this thing this way. Yeah. Okay. It's going to take some finagling. Let me think here. And I'm sure we're going to have to remember this because there's a left side too. Yeah, buddy. If you come over and hit me in my eye. Make sure you're wearing safety glasses. Now that can't work. It's too small. I get my tweezers, but I know that won't work. We'll try. What I mean by that is the tweezers. I'm trying to get out of camera focus. I may, so I'm sorry if I do. I'm fighting here. Crazy thing. Ah, darn it. Don't even keep my finger right on it. You. Okay. No, it's going to go flying off. I know it. Then I got to get a text message on top. Okay. Alrighty. Oh, we almost had it. We almost really had it that time. Why don't you stretch the spring up? Well, that would be defeating the purpose of the spring. Yeah, we almost got it. We're coming close to getting it. Now we got it. I have to put it back up right, but I'll get it in there. I'll get that thing trying to iron out now. You can bend it. You don't want to bend it. Get the other part. You gotta straighten it back up. Okay. Jeez. Ha 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 ha! Yep. It's in. That just wasn't a luck or what? Okay, now we're back with the hood. Keeping our little hinge away from us over there. And retrieving the piece like this out. Now this is plastic. Alright. Okay, it's just like that. And we're going to secure this with non-SM screws. I'm going to point them out where they are. It's going to be 1 here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And that's going to be SM screws. I'm going to go ahead and do that and come back. Okay, now that we're with the 9 lucky screws are in, we're going to go ahead and we're going to move on over to this little gadget. I'm going to go to the overhead camera because it's going to go into the 4 so you can kind of see the full build. Okay, so there we are in the overhead camera. We'll move the boom camera out the way. So you're going to go into these 4 holes right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I got a little piece right here, like a little bracket that comes out that's got to be facing you. You're going to install this with the long legs facing towards the front, and this little bracket kind of comes out and it's got to face you. So I'm trying to explain the best way I can. The little bitty tiny bracket there. The long legs face towards the front of the car. Okay. Then now we're going to put, it says 3 EP screws. Apparently not going to put a screw in this one just yet. Must got something coming. 1, 2, 3. I'll go find my EP screws. Here they are. You don't believe what I went and done when I was putting in the non-screws. I remembered that they were going into metal. Even though this is a plastic piece, one thing I want to point out, it's still going into metal. I needed to make sure I put all on. I remembered. Now this is plastic, so we don't have to worry it's going into the plastic body. I'm going to go with this one first. I'm not going to tie them. I'll tie them up afterwards. So on the hinges, remember, don't over tighten those screws. They need to be flexible to move. Just put them in snug. Remember our little hinges? I want to make sure that you know that. Don't put them too tight, even after you finish the assembly, because they're going to need to be able to be move flexible. All right, so here we go with this. And the 3 EP screws are in. Now, that leaves us with this piece. The hood lock handle. Retrieve your hood rim, which is this one. Oh, no, the hood rim. I'm telling you, the mind's going. The hood lock handle, which is this. Located, align the locking pin. Okay, and cure into place 1 AP screw. There's the locking pin right here. It's going to go right in that hole. There's a hole. Oh, good grief. We got to get the other camera out. Hold on. Okay. It's a little locking pin right here in this hole. There's a pin here. This pin goes into that hole. And leaving that exposed, that hole, and we're going to secure that with 1 EP screw. There we go. And it's in. Well, that's what I get for not reading the directions correctly. I take off my darn glasses to see to put the hole to put the other magnifying glass. Anyhow, so you don't make the mistake I did. I'm telling you, watching this channel, if you're putting this car together, you sure won't make the mistakes. Oh, I'm making them for you. It's an AP screw. It's a longer screw. I knew something was wrong because when I put when I put the other screw, I'm like, really not going in there correctly. Let's hope I didn't mess up the threading. I didn't. Because this got to really secure this with an AP screw, because this one's going to keep that hood locked. Although it's plastic. I might take a mold of it. You can see me having to make a metal piece. Okay. Now, we're going to go get our rim out that we had from our first stage. And we'll be back. Well. Looky here. From stage 1. Finally putting it on here. From stage 1, our little hood rim. The very first we got 3s. 1, 2, 3. And we're going to secure them with 3 EP screws. 1, 2, 3. Going into plastic. EP screws, 3 of them. It is 5:30 in the afternoon. I'm going to go ahead and put this. That's going to put it tight after we get them all in. Okay, put this down this way, down that way. Okay. Then it's saying we're not done. Got 2 more EP screws. We're going to go right here. 1, 2 into these holes. Make sure you're using a map of something. Anything, but don't put this thing down and scratch your paint job. Okay, that side. I'm using a little foam thing that came with my one of my monitors. I find it's great because I can, you can use. The only problem is this. It's when you foam with a dark model, it kind of blends in. I'm still looking for my mat. I don't know what happened to it. Okay. Okay. Oh. Now, we got to take our friend that we were fooling with over here, the hinges. But before we do that, we're going to do our mod, because once when I put this in here, it's going to be lopsided. So here we go. And we're going to get these out from Mike Lane's. We're going to change these out. Now, folks that have the model, I'm going to tell you this is a do or die moment. Let me explain. For whatever reason, these little screws in there, they like to break. I broke them off my... Anyhow, they broke before. Managed to fix them. Now these are 3M, so you got to line them up just like that and put them on. Now my hands aren't shaking because I'm going to give it the good old college try. But I like to keep the screws intact in case somehow these things come off. And these are really nice. You don't have to have the metal ones in there anymore. And they good job with them. Right side and the left side. Real. Right vent, left vent. In God's name, I'm supposed to know the difference between the two. Not marked. They weren't marked on the bag. I think they really matter. They're both the same. Literally. Go ahead and take these things off. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Gently. In case we need to put them back on. Don't scratch the paint. Sure. Just gently take them off. We'll get one side. Let's see, we gotta be careful with these. They will break. Very easily. Don't want to scratch my paint job. Don't want to scratch the paint. Don't want to break the screws. Just taking my time. So I'm glad I didn't go He-Man with them when I put them in there. Now, I'm going to push this thing up. Okay. Let's see. Been sitting on here for a while. Okay. Came off. Now, probably would be, nope, that's, I'll put soap or something on it. Alrighty. I lined up right here with that. I'm going to have to clean it off though. It doesn't cover it. Oh. Oh, be quiet over there. I don't want to put anything too wet on it. What my dad would say. Why leave well enough alone? Hold on. Cut. Okay, it's all dried off. I had to put some turpentine on it because I had some glue residue and I had to let it dry. Now I went to try to put it on straight. I think it's pretty straight. Okay, and there it is. Yep, it came out pretty good. You see that just looks a lot better than I think than these two. We're going to do the same over here on this side. Not to let it dry, take the turpentine. It's going to be a whole process. Just a whole process. And of course, you know my luck. Vector had to come out in the middle of all this. The phone had to ring. Text messages had to go off. I go, folks, if I was a heart surgeon, I would have to seriously just go in solitude. Yeah. There's an idea. Anyhow, solitude. Now I can't get it out now. I'm going to just be stubborn about it. I'm telling you, there's forces that are at work that just won't see me scratch this hood. It's not going to happen. We're waiting a while to do this stage. Oh, that was close. That was close. You see, I got my finger on this thing to make sure it doesn't scratch the hood. That would be bad news. Oh. All right, I'm going to put my turpentine on it. And we'll be back. Well, I'll let you see that part. The camera was rolling the last time. We got turpentine from Home Depot. Well, when I was fooling with that Star Wars model, and I ran out of that little bottle to get the antique color off of the Star Destroyer. Well, I went and got some turpentine. That worked out just good. It's just as good. The only thing is, you smell like, my daughter says it makes me smell like the whole house is under a cleaning contract. This smells clean. Okay. Now, very important that once you do that, I want to dry it off real good. Alright. Kind of gets out of the residue off. Put this side over here. And now we're going to go ahead. Peel this off. And put that down. Kind of lining it up as straight as we can. That is not straight. Oh, great. Come on, Charlie. Come on. Go back up. Well, be careful now. Okay. I'm going to do a little bit on the side like that. Like that. Okay. Now that's straight. Whew. For a minute there, I thought we were going to have a problem. Okay. No problem, and that's how it came out looking. It looks pretty good. It looks better than it did with those screws. I like the screws on there. Mike Ling, you did a good job, buddy. Okay. Now we get back to our build. I wanted to do that before we put that, and turn it just like it has. Okay. Now, here's our hinge. Now, I kind of like to use this as your guide. That's going to be facing upward. It goes in here. Eagle Moss did one good thing. They got it where it's just almost virtually impossible to put this on thing in wrong. Almost. Remember, this is cannula mop. There's a way to do it. I'll figure it out. So this is RM screws. Don't forget we're going in the metal. One of them is going to be a doozy. This one over here. Yeah. Oh, those are those little screws. That's really little. These little ones. Anyhow, yeah, I did that to put the one thing right there in the oil. Now, I'm not throwing away those plastic pieces. But for whatever reason, I'm put them in a bag. If things go south with the ones that's glued on there, always go back to the other ones. Alright, dip into my little dip jar over here. I guess we might as well get one of the screws in. Let's get the one we can get in right. So at least we won't be fighting, you know. What is your problem? Always got a problem. This vent don't want to go in. Let's go ahead and pre-thread it. I swear I feel like I'm fooling with those pumps at work. That's the machine shop. Pre-thread the thing. And then we'll come back. Oh. May stand up fighting. And it's always good to pre-thread it. Anyhow. Tap it. We're tapping our holes so that when the screw goes in. Good. And we gave us one for tapping, one for screwing it down, two for screwing it down. Alright, back. Back to you sure having a one-man party over there. Okay, number one. Let's see how hard it is to get number two in there. Now, if it's still on the screwdriver straight, probably would not be that hard. There we go. Ooh, now it's tight. Now it's nice and in there. Okay. And that completes stage 71 of issue 20. Yeah. Take your time and do it right's the message of this build. Don't want to mess it up. Hey, I hope you liked the video. Please hit like. And if you haven't subscribed, please do so. Help me reach 1,000. I would really appreciate it. And hit more notifications to see other builds I'm doing. Until next time, may the good news be yours.